My name is Mary Adut Achiek. I'm from Barakazan, Warrap State, and Tonj in specific. My research topic is women in politics, and more specifically, women in traditional leadership. I had a story, and I actually seen it myself, that there was a woman who was really struggling in her marriage. She wanted to move away, but the society never wanted that because they say women don't have right to move away in the marriage, though it is not working for her. So she was really stressed up. She went up to the court, and the court convinced her she has to be at home, whether she's facing problem or not. So secondly, I also heard about a lady. She was a PM administrator back in the days in 1994, and her leadership, everyone was speaking about it. So I was really saying to myself, what is this now? People are speaking about it, but I've never seen something written about her. So I really thought of, if I have a chance later on, let me do a research on women in traditional leadership. My research methodology was actually oral history and qualitative. I conducted interviews with people, and this is how I really carried out the research. The reason behind choosing the oral history and qualitative was really to get the in-depth, the real story, so that I might not pick it up from top. I just wanted to flow from down up to top. So that's why I chose it. My research was actually tackling the chiefs, the elders, the women leaders, and women representatives. So when I went to the field, I actually talked to most of the chiefs about this issue. The issue that we were talking about is that why really there are few women in traditional leadership? And more especially, why is it that most of the paramountship have inherited the leadership from their fathers? Does it mean that there were no ladies in that family? So because most of them were telling me, I have inherited this, I have inherited this. Few of them were elected, few of them were appointed, but most of the people were their dad themselves telling my son, you are supposed to carry on with my work. Down looking to the customs and the traditional beliefs is that ladies are not supposed to be amongst the men publicly. They are supposed to be at home doing domestic work. The other thing they said now is the ladies themselves, they didn't want to turn up. Most of the ladies are shy. They don't want to be public speakers. And because if you are a woman like me, now I'm speaking, people will say, no, my husband is out of control like me. Because there's no way you can speak like a man. And there's no way you can really negotiate with a man. When I really thought of this, I went to the ladies themselves. I asked them, this is what the men are saying about you. They said, no, that's not true. It's the men themselves who never wanted us to be. So most of us are really interested to be leaders, but there's no ground. Because we are being tied down by the responsibilities. We are being tied down by the norms of our community. I went to the lady who was a PM administrator. Her name is called Mary Newborn. She really narrated to me the story. She really told me her story, starting right away from when she really became a leader. That was far in 1994. She said once she was afraid. Then I told her why. She said that her children were young and she really had a domestic work that she cannot be a leader. But at last she was really told to pick up her work. When I was asking her in comparison to the man's work, she said, wow, her work is not comparable to that of a man. It is super. She did it well. She led for 7 years, and in the duration of that 7 years, the problem that really arose there, she was there to manage. When people were talking about her leadership, they said leaders are women. Women can make the best leader because they really see everyone as their child. So if we really include women in the leadership, then the society will be peaceful. Because imagine in the duration of 7 years, only 2 people died. And she was able to control the problem that really arose. So that means our leaders are really women. My research will amplify the women voices because if my paperwork is published and it is read by people, they will really know what the women have done. Because the issue here is that I'm not saying that women have never been leaders in my community. They are. They were. But they are not recorded. So one of the objectives of this research of mine was that I really wanted to record what people have done, because most of the stories are about men. But one of the women, does it mean that women have never led? No, they have led, but it wasn't recorded. So I really thought of making a research on this field, so that their voices will be heard. This research was done maybe by other people, but surprisingly, I'm a South Sudanese, and I'm the one doing this research. So I see myself as motivating other people, because if they see that it's me, myself, who did it, they will know. I myself did not do it from maybe archives or what. I also went to the field. I interacted with the ladies. I interacted with the Paramount ship. So I did it practically. Personally, I did not know before that there was a shift. And I did not also know before that there are really great leaders that are not recorded, but myself have learned. So, and I want other people also to learn. And if it is shared on social media, if it is read, if it is later on used by policymakers, and then people will really come to know what the research was all about. So that itself will amplify the voices. My research actually will have very important impact to policymakers in South Sudan, because they will really come to know the problem that my research is solving and how it is to be solved. When this work is printed and disseminated, there are recommendations that have been put across by the people themselves whom I have interviewed. And they were really saying, if these things are put into practice, and then I think our community, our society will be good. So if the policymakers really implement that and really see and look into it, who are those people that are responsible of what in that research, I think the policymakers will also inform the government, because there is a government part. When I was speaking to this Payam administrator, she was saying one of the things that her leadership was really strong was that she was really cooperating with the world leaders, the chiefs, with the community, and with the government. But to her surprise, she's not seeing that cooperation. That is not what is happening. So when the government really come to realize its part in the research, as spoken by the people themselves whom I have interviewed, I think the government will do something about it. Wow. South Sudan Women Research Network has really contributed to my local knowledge. Because at first, I was really having an idea of becoming a researcher, but I did not have a ground to practice it. So South Sudan Women Research Network really explored me to the world. It really exposed me, because when I really saw this, I was saying, wow, my dream is coming to true. So the dream of being a researcher was revealed by South Sudan Women Research Network. Secondly, I have also held so many trainings. Like, as I'm speaking here, before I went to the field, I was really trained on data collection, transcription, and so many things. So as I speak to you now, if I'm done with this research, I'm ready to do any other research. Thirdly, it has really created network, as it is called South Sudan Women Research Network. We are now has a network. I have known people that I did not know before. And I've learned a lot. South Sudan Women Research Network has really opened me that opportunity to speak it out, what I really wanted to be. So now I see myself in a research era. And since I already mentioned that it has really created a network, so I'm seeing myself like this. I don't see myself as before. South Sudan Women Research Network has really helped me and has really learned me to be a leader. Because when I did this research, I really met with elderly people and they really interacted with me and I have really learned a lot from them. So I see myself in future becoming a leader because I've seen the qualities through the paramountship, the leaders themselves whom I have really interviewed. They have really taught me a lot. So, and that was really through South Sudan Women Research Network.